saw a clip on the ground just between us and Macy's Home Furniture where all the accidents reportedly started, and the suspect moved towards the food court and Nordstrom's down, and overall between 10 and 15 were fired outside my store and more towards the food court.
And so you guys had to be pretty close then to see that clip actually on the ground.
Yeah.
How close would you say you were to the shooter?
Less than 50 feet.
Wow. And you said there were a couple girls there that you were talking about that?
I was helping an older lady with her granddaughter, maybe 5 or 6 years old, and then Tanner was helping a couple with an infant.
And so were you shielding them? Were you trying to protect them?
We moved. I had another manager who was there, closed the gate, and we moved everyone into the back room where there's no access to outside, but there's a camera so we can monitor what's going on out front. And
what'd you see on the camera?
I saw police immediately arriving. There were more police than I've ever seen. There's dogs here. There's SWAT team. It's everything.
Did you get a good look at the shooter?
I didn't see him.
What was going through your head, Jacob, when you're first hearing those shots? You see the clip on the ground. You got kids in your store. You're all running to the back. What was going through your head?
Everything became so real. It was a lot like Virginia Tech and the accidents at Columbine. And it's just, he came in with a hockey mask on, so obviously came in with the intent to kill, and there's no way to stop it. I mean, you just got to get out of his way. And so we hurried the girls to the back room and closed the gate, and we were safe with that.
And everyone inside of your store, your employees, customers, as far as you know, they're okay?
Yeah, they're all okay. We've seen them all since we've been evacuated outside.
Jacob, thank you so much for sharing that story with us. We really appreciate it. So there you guys go again, more disturbing details.
And carefully, one at a time, we're approaching those people gathering and escorting them out of the mall. I can confirm that we believe at this point that there was one and only one shooter involved, and that shooter is deceased. In addition to that, we have at least one patient who was taken from the mall with a traumatic injury, and at least 2 that were deceased, in addition to the shooter.
These 2 what?
2 dead in addition to the shooter.
2 dead and 1 take their own life, or did officers?
I'm not prepared to answer that question yet. I'm trying to protect some of the investigation at this point because we want to be sure to we want to be certain that we do everything we can to confirm that there's just the one and that we haven't missed anything and so forth. So protecting some of that information is important.
Can you tell us what he was wearing? We're hearing about a mask.
So some of the information that I will not release is specifics as to age of the shooter, what they were wearing, the nature of the firearm, and those type of things we need to protect at this point until we're certain we've gathered all the evidence and made sure that this is secure.
Can you tell us a man or a woman?
It's male.
What can you tell us about the people that have died?
Are there any other serious injuries?
At this time, we have just the one injury that we have transported.
And that's the life-flighted person?
They went by ground initially to a trauma institute here.
So just one injured in total, not...
As it stands right now, one injured that was transported, 2 dead, and the shooter dead.
What can you tell us about the people that have...
So right now our focus is we have nearly 100 officers here from city, state, federal, local law enforcement in teams carefully searching them all for anybody else who might be injured, anybody else who's hidden in there, and we will search this entire mall until we are certain that it is secure and everybody has been removed.
How many people are still inside?
It's hard to tell at this point. We have
Hundreds?
We have already evacuated hundreds of people. There's probably less than that remaining in there, but until we search it all, I can't give you a number.
At what time was this shooter neutralized, as you said? Either shot himself or you killed him?
I don't have a specific time, but it was obviously after our arrival.
Do you have a time for when the incident started?
We started receiving calls at 3:30 at this, multiple 911 calls. We responded quickly. We developed small teams of officers who immediately enter the mall and try and find and locate the shooting, the suspect, and those type of things.
How did the shooter die?
I'm not going to reveal that detail at this time. Where it began specifically in the mall is unclear. There was multiple people, multiple witness accounts calling from inside the mall and from various stores in the mall.
James, what can you tell us about the people that have died? Are they store employees? Were they...
I don't know.
Men, women?
I don't know. I'm not going to release any of those details.
Were they targeted Santa Clauses?
I'm sorry, say again?
Do you know what entrance he used?
I don't. So details about motive, method, that type of thing, I don't have that information
Do you
at
have
this
a
time.
ballpark of how many shots
James,
were
we're going to
fired?
transition right now to some other information we need to get out about witnesses and family members
So
and stuff like that.
if you are a witness to this event, we're interested in your information. So please contact the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office. You can either come directly to the Sheriff's Office on Sunnybrook Boulevard, or you can call our non-emergency dispatch number at 503-655-8211. I understand there's probably many people who are concerned about family, friends, and loved ones. Be patient because the number of people that are here have overwhelmed the cell phone system, so it's difficult to call even if they have a signal. Additionally, there's many people inside the mall who don't have access to a signal, so be patient. As we carefully get to these folks, we will escort them out and make sure they're okay and get them in touch with you. If they're not released directly from the mall, meaning we release them to their car and they leave, we will transport them to the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office, and you can contact us and we will put you in touch with your loved ones there.
Can you tell us anything about the gun? We didn't touch on that this time.
I can't talk specifics about the gun, but if you want to follow this incident, you can also follow us on our Twitter feed, which is @ClackCoSheriff. You can, it's trending as the hashtag Clackamas shooting, and you can follow this information on www.flashalert.net.
How many officers are still here?
There's nearly 100 officers still here.
Have you recovered the weapon?
I think we've recovered a weapon, but again, until we search the entire mall, we want to be thorough, make sure we've got all the evidence.
Where did you find the shooter's body?
So more details later. My next briefing will be at 6:30 here. 6:30 here.
Where did you find the shooter's body?
That's all for now. Thank you.
You're listening to Sergeant James Rhodes from Clackamas County Sheriff's Department saying that one male shooter has been killed. 2 others were also killed besides the shooter inside that mall. One person was taken to the hospital with traumatic injuries. 100 officers from various jurisdictions still on the scene there. They will search the entire mall until they're confident that everyone is secure, and they're looking for witnesses right now who give them any information about what unfolded here by calling the Clackamas County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, that number is 503-655-8211, and we know they're going to have a lot of witnesses to talk to. We've spoken to so many people who saw the shooter, heard gunshots. Tom Jensen is down there on the scene. Tom, what have you learned?
Well, we're still across from the mall at the Clackamas Promenade. You can see the entrances are still blocked off here, but we have been able to talk to people who had loved ones in there. I talked to, in fact, a store owner or store manager. Wasn't able to talk to us on camera for corporate. She didn't get corporate clearance, but she told us a little while ago that her employees were still hunkered down in there. She was ready for them to get escorted out. She told us that they were going to be moved over to the Target parking lot near where we are right now. We also talked to this woman who works in one of the stores there. Her sister does as well. Her mom was in the mall to pick up her sister, and she heard what she described as pow, 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 pow. She kept going on, multiple shots. She said that her mom saw the Santa Claus in the mall drop to his knees, didn't know if he was hit or hurt or if he was just dropping to cover. But she also said that there was a family friend in there, and that family friend was actually shot.
My friend's sister got shot. She's on her way to OHSU, so yeah.
She's going to be okay?
Yeah, the dog, well, they're saying that she just got shot on her side, and so it's not life-threatening, so she'll be okay.
As you can see, more police officers still moving into the mall right now. You heard in that press conference that they believe that there was only one shooter, that they're looking for more employees who may be hunkered down there, may be injured. But right now where we are, it looks like traffic is moving down Sunnyside as normal. Not a lot of activity over here, except for the occasional people who come across the street and talk to us about what they heard happen inside the mall or their loved ones.